Hello, my name is Pearl Krush, and I'm a designer, a shop owner, and I love to make functional projects. Today we're going to be making this little So Sweet baby bag. The So Sweet baby bag is lined with an insulated batting, which makes it very practical to clean out, and it will also keep the baby bottles or food warm or cool, whichever you choose. And of course, you can change out these fabrics to your choice. Adding a dimensional aspect to the front pocket, we're going to start doing all of the finishing things first on this segment. To make yo-yos, you take a circle of fabric and you're going to fold the wrong side of the right side of the fabric to the wrong side about 1/8 of an inch. You're threading a needle and tying a knot at the end, and then you're going to stitch large gathering stitches around the entire circle. You want to make sure that you take large gathering stitches, because if you take small ones, the center won't come together. As you can see, we're just going to go around the entire circle. And I have 3 of them done, and now we're going to go ahead and pull this last one together. Simply tie it off, and you're going to need 5 yo-yos for this project. Now on to the tie strings. The tie strings are on the side of the tote so that you can make the tote a little bit more shapely, but you can let them out to make there more room inside. To make the tie, you're going to fold the fabrics wrong sides together at the center, and fold again, and then you're going to sew this together the entire length. You will need the entire length of fabric, and this is cut at 2 inches by 40 inches. Once you have sewn the entire length, you're going to fold it together twice and cut on the fold so that you have 4 equal pieces. To make the handles for the bag, we're going to take and center a batting piece down the center of a fabric shape piece. And we're going to fold the outer edge under 1/4 inch and press it, fold the raw edge to the center, and then come back and fold the folded edge over the center and sew the entire length. I've cut this a little short so that you can see exactly what we're going to do here. When you get done sewing your handles, you're going to fold the folded edges together and top sew about 1/8 of an inch from the folded edges, from 5 inches from one end, the entire length, and leave 5 inches unsewn at the remaining end. You then take your handle and you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam across this end, trimming that seam short. And once you do that, you turn it right side out, and you have this nice finished point on each of the handle strips. You'll need 2 handle strips. Now on to the pockets. We're going to be doing a little bit of an iron-on fusible applique. And to do iron-on fusible applique, it is just so easy using this double-sided fusible web. Trace your applique shapes onto the wrong side of the sticky side. And to find that, all you have to do is peel back one of the pieces of paper, and you'll find that one side is tacky and the other side is not. So then you draw your shapes onto the wrong side of the sticky side. You're going to allow at least 1/4 inch in between each of those shapes so that you can have a little bit of leeway when cutting out. You cut out each of the shapes, leaving about 1/8 of an inch. And then you're going to press this to the wrong side of your applique fabrics. Once you have pressed this in shape onto your applique fabrics, you're going to cut it out exactly on the drawn line. Peel and press those shapes onto the right side of your front pocket rectangle. Once you take and have this pressed in place, you're going to take it to your sewing machine, and you can do hand stitch blanket stitches around each shape, but it is more fun to choose those decorative stitches on your sewing machine and just sew around the little elephant motif. After you have the elephant motif in place, we're going to add a little bit of rickrack from his nose over here to the right-hand side to hold the yo-yo balloon. Once we have that front pocket done, we're going to place an insulation batting on the back with right sides together. And we're going to sew across with a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, we're going to go to the sewing machine. Now we're going to sew that insulated batting to the pocket as a lining. You're going to want to use a walking foot and a straight stitch. And you're going to want to lengthen that straight stitch slightly. Remove it from the sewing machine, fold it open, and you just want a little tiny bit of this shiny insulation to show above. This is going to add just a touch of bling, and it makes it even more functional because you can wipe the inside of the pocket out. And now top stitch it in place. Remove it from the sewing machine and pin it in place onto our panels. As you can see, I have pinned this pocket into place, making sure that all of the pins are away from the seams. We've also pinned into this panels, this tying strips. And again, the pins are away from the seams. I've already sewn these together, but you can see the layout at the bottom of the table. And now we're going to do the fun part. We're adding the bottom. With right sides together, we're going to take the bottom rectangle and place it on one of the side bottom panels. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam to the seam line. Leave the needle inserted and rotate the bottom. Continue sewing the bottom in place. Leave the needle inserted, rotate, and sew the bottom of the side panel in place. Leave the needle inserted, rotate, and sew the bottom of the front panel in place. You're going to want to remove the tote from the sewing machine, line up the side seams, making sure that the pockets and the panels all meet, and sew the side seam. Once the tote front is made, you're going to turn it right side out. And now we're going to insert the lining. I've already sewn this lining together. You're going to fold the top over the front and back about 1 inch. You're going to want to make sure that you've met all of the seams. Fold them over to the front and stitch all around, leaving a 4-inch opening on the front and back if you want to add a magnetic closure. As you can see, this tote can be so fun and so functional. You simply add your handles to the front and to the back. And if we've missed anything or you have missed anything, just visit the website and you'll find the complete pattern and instructions so that you can make your own So Sweet baby tote.